Hey Facebook peeps, hope everybody's having a great day. I just wanted to do a video today on energy and on Dakini, and how I have come to the path of being a Dakini. And I get this question a lot when I hand out my card. People want to know, what is a Tantrika, what is a Dakini, what do we do? So I kind of wanted to just talk a little bit about my path and how I've gotten to where I am in the work that I do and how I work. And so as far as energy goes, if you think about God, whatever your idea of God is, if it's energy, source, consciousness, think of God as a battery. And each human being is but a cell of that battery. And so the more cells that are connected, the stronger the battery. And so from the energy standpoint of the work that I do and how I've gotten to where I am, it's been an interesting journey, because when I started out in massage school 18 years ago, I hated energy class. It was stupid to me. It was really hokey and weird, and I got nothing out of it. The teacher was hokey and weird. And it wasn't until I got out of massage school, about 2 months out, I was working in a chiropractor's office, and I had a guy come in for his 30-minute massage, and the minute I put my hands on his back to massage him, I was overwhelmed with this immense sadness, like I was just going to burst into tears. In fact, I spent most of the session with tears in my eyes and wondering, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, am I close in my period? Am I PMSing? What's going on, right? So it wasn't until he came out the room and started talking to me that I kind of understood. He says, "You don't know how bad I needed that." He's like, "In the last month, my wife left me, my dad died, and I lost my job." And instantly I just knew, like, so this wasn't my sadness that I was feeling, it was his. And, in that moment, that's all it took to make me a believer in energy work and to see it from a different perspective. Now, granted, I still wasn't aware of how to work with it yet. I knew it was there. I knew there was an exchange of it when I worked with a client, but I didn't really know how to ground myself in my practice yet. So maybe like my first 2 years of being a therapist, I actually had a really large clientele. I was fortunate, because massage really wasn't just a job for me. It was a calling. It was something that came natural to me. And, my clients loved me. I had a really good clientele. But on occasion, I would get those people that were challenging, the ones that come in complaining about everything. They're having a bad day and they got to take it out on someone. So they would take it out on me. And I would take it personally. So I would go into the session with their negative energy that I've just absorbed, because in human design, I'm a projector design type, which we're the energy absorbers. So I'm taking on their energy, and it's festering in my body with my own negative energy, because I'm ticked off because they've put me in a bad mood by coming in with their attitude. And I'm taking it personally. So as I'm massaging them, I'm massaging too deep, I'm squeezing too hard on their shoulders or something. So I'm putting that negative energy back into them tenfold. Like, I'm taking theirs and mine and I'm putting it into them. So by the end of the session, they feel like crap. They've, got it all back tenfold. And of course, they don't come see me again. Now, this wasn't the majority of my clients. This was just a small percentage. But it took me about 2 years of working in the industry to understand finally and get it. I had a lady come in who was in a bad mood one day, and I, for some reason that day I was in a good place. I don't know what was going on in my life, but I was happy, I was content, I was having a good day, and I didn't let her stuff bother me. I didn't take it on. I didn't take it personally. I just let her vent and complain. And I appeased her. Yes, ma'am. Sure, we can do that. Whatever you want. And just stayed calm and polite and compassionate. And within 5 minutes of massaging her back, she started crying. And she says, "I'm so sorry. I'm being an asshole to you. It's not your fault. It's not you. I'm going through a divorce. We have kids, and it's rough. And, I'm just really emotional right now." And I said, "I totally understand. It's okay. I'm not taking it personally." And so by me remaining soft and compassionate, she was able to be vulnerable and open up and tell me what was going on with her. This is my first time working on her. She's a total stranger, and she's opening up and telling me all of this. And I'm able to remain compassionate, and I'm taking her energy, and instead of taking on her energy and putting it back with my own negative energy, I'm putting it back with my own compassionate, empathetic energy. I like to think of it as a washing machine inside of my body. So I take my client's dirty energy and run it through my washing machine with my detergent of compassion and love and light and empathy, and I give it back to them clean. And I didn't understand that this was what I was doing, because at that time I'm still thinking of it from a logistical standpoint of, well, I'm not taking it personally. I'm staying calm, and they're going through something. It's their stuff, and I'm not gonna buy into it. And so I was just thinking of it from that perspective, not from an energetic perspective. I really wasn't understanding still what I was doing, but it changed my practice for the better, because I started looking at every client that was in a bad mood as, okay, they're going through something. It's not me. I'm not taking it personally. I stayed compassionate, stayed polite and calm. And within minutes of the session, like clockwork, they would always have a breakdown, an emotional release, and open up to me. And they became regular clients because of that, because they were able to go deep with me really quickly, because I remained in that space of compassion for them. Now, the problem with working this way, though, was that I still wasn't grounded. And I was taking on their energy. So if they would come in with a crick in their neck, they would leave without the crick, and I would have the crick in my neck, same spot. And I did this for years. I worked this way. And, not grounding myself, not, knowing how to get rid of their junk, their energetic junk, or protect myself from it. And so it was a few years ago that I went to a tarot reader who also read auras. And as soon as I sat down with her, she looked at me and she says, "Wow, your heart chakra is wide open. You're just absorbing everything. You're an empath." And I said, "Yeah, I know that. I'm, like a magnet for narcissists and people with bipolar and depression and anxiety and other, emotional issues." And she's like, "Well, you need to stop that, because it's making you sick. It's going to really make you sick." And she didn't even know at that point that I was a massage therapist. So once I told her that, she was like, "Oh yeah, you definitely got to protect your energy." And she suggested the labradorite stone. So I started wearing those around my neck. And of course it did change my practice. It was beneficial to me in the sense that I was no longer picking up their junk, and I felt great during the session. But my clients, they were still getting help. I was still helping them from a muscular standpoint. I was, still doing a good job working with the physical body. But I wasn't doing a whole lot with the emotional and the spiritual body, because there was that block. And it wasn't until about early last year when I started getting onto the path of Tantra and reading about Dakini and that I really kind of understood what it is that I've been doing for most of my career. And I read an article, it was a little blurb about Dakini and what they do and how they're like the energy eaters. They absorb the darkness and the chaos and the pain from others and swallow it down inside of them and transmute it into light and send it back out. And as soon as I read that, I was like, wow, I had goosebumps. I mean, that really resonated down into my soul. And I just knew, I was like, this is what I am. This is what I've been doing my whole 17-year career. And really beyond that, into my friendships and my relationships, because when I've with friends that are bipolar or depressed or anxious, when they get around me, they calm down. They've got all this chaotic energy and they're able to calm down with me. And they calm down and I charge up. So it's like this beautiful symbiotic relationship because we're both kind of doing what we're meant to do together on an energetic level. And so now I understand why I draw these people to me, because in some sense, because I have all these open centers in my projector design type, I only have 2 completely defined centers, which are, ironically, my heart center, the G center, and my throat center. So what that means is that I know my truth, and I speak my truth. I know what's in my heart, and I'm true to my heart and my values, and I speak it, and I don't have a problem speaking it and sticking with it. And I love more than anything in the world. Like, that's the most important thing to me, is love. And no matter how much people hurt me or betray me, I still have love for them. I may not want them in my life. I may not want that level of toxicity around me, but there's a part of me that's always going to love them and wish them well and send them, good energy and wish for their happiness. So, that's what I do. As far as Dakini go, there's so many definitions of what a Dakini is, and I can't speak for other women and men, because there are men that are Dakini. They're called Daka. So I can't speak for them and what they do, but another aspect of Dakini that I embody is that of being a muse. I've noticed on several occasions with several different people that my creativity and passion tends to spark that in other people, and then they go on to create their thing. So, that's how I embody Dakini energy, through being a muse and through energy work, and how I work with my clients and taking on their energy and transmuting it and giving it back to them clean. And so I no longer wear the labradite because I want to feel, but I'm also aware of how to ground my energy and protect it from meshing with theirs and absorbing too much of their crap. And so as a coach, the way I like to work, you can call me and we can do a Skype call or a FaceTime, or we can meet up for a in-person coaching session. But I prefer to actually give you a massage before I become your coach. And the reason for that is because when there's an exchange of touch, it develops a deeper level of trust. And I've learned that just from the work that I do with being compassionate and patient. Touching a total stranger, within 5 minutes, they're crying on my table and telling me everything that's wrong with them in their life. And it's because they trust me. It's because they understand my energy and they understand that I'm there to help them. And that's how I like to work. So I'm not, the most confident public speaker. Maybe I'll get there one day. But But when I touch you, you know that I know what I'm doing, because I've been doing it for 17 years and really beyond, because I was massaging people long before I ever became a massage therapist. It was just something that was in me that I enjoyed doing. So yeah, if you want to schedule just a massage with me and get that level of work, Swedish, deep tissue, neuromuscular therapy, I'm certified in prenatal. And if you want the healing energy work, I do pranic healing, I do Reiki. And if you want me to do my own thing, which is the Dakini energy, of absorbing your energy in your pain and what you have going on in your emotional and spiritual body, and transmuting that and giving it back to you clean, we can do that. I can do that. It just depends on you and your needs and what you believe in, because some people are still very much like I was, skeptical about energy work and how it all works. There's some people that think it's voodoo, they think it's weird, they think it's crazy, they think you're doing some kind of crazy ritual voodoo on them, and they're scared of it. So yeah, if you want to know more, I'm going to put my number in the comment section below the video, and you can also feel free to inbox me if you just have any questions, if you want to know more about what I do, the coaching services that I offer, just life coaching, wellness as far as healing foods, also predominantly in the realm of relationships and intimacy. So that's kind of like my main area of focus, because I've had many years of experience with relationships and intimacy, and so that's my primary focus. And if there are any couples out there that want to work with me and in their intimacy issues, or even just singles, people that that want to up level their dating life and go back into it, a new version of self, basically, and they're looking for that divine partnership, contact me. Let's see how I can help you, and let's get that massage first, so you understand my energy and I understand yours, and we make that connection. So I would love to work with you, and if you want to work with me, see if we're a fit, give me a call or message me. Thanks. Have a great day.